Hi guys, I'm back. So today I watched Ray Comfort's video. I believe it's called The Fool. You should get it. You should watch it. It's really good. But it just reminded me of something that I have like played in my head a couple of times since it happened, and I wasn't really planning to share it as such, but I think I should just share like minor details just to give you an idea of the kind of world that we live in. And to remind you, especially if you're Christian and you have a heart like for the lost, and you really do recognize the importance of heaven and hell and how people are going to heaven and hell, this story might just encourage you a bit. So a couple months ago, like quite a few months ago now, I was just talking to somebody kind of outside my house, and we were just sitting in the car talking, and this guy walked past the car, and I remember like looking at him and watching him kind of walk past. He looked a little bit like I'm not trying to stereotype or anything, but he did sort of look like he was, I don't know, just a bit lost in life. But I didn't really see his face enough, but just by the way he was walking, he was sort of like slumbered down, if that's a word, like sort of just like, I don't know, going for the next fix sort of thing is what I thought when I sort of saw him. And I remember thinking like, oh, I don't recognize that guy, because it was on my street, and I was like, I haven't seen him before. A couple hours passed, and all of a sudden all these police came, and all these like fire trucks and these ambulances and all these like expensive cars, which I'm guessing now are sort of forensic cars. They were like driving around, and they'd sort of like all planted themselves in this, like outside this house, and they were driving past us back and forth. And by this time it was like really late at night, and they stopped and saw us in the car just talking, and so they stopped and they asked us if we'd seen, and they described this person that I had seen like walk past earlier. And I was like, oh yeah, I actually did. And then I kind of described it, and they wanted everything. I don't want to say too much detail because I don't want it to be like, I don't know how much I am allowed to say kind of thing. Basically, as soon as I gave them the description of the person, we asked like, oh, why? Like, what's wrong? And they were like, basically someone's trying to kill themselves. And I was like, oh my goodness. And then suddenly to me, it was like, oh, it made sense. Like the way he was walking, the way I saw him, it makes so much sense that he might have been contemplating that. And anyway, then this helicopter came, and it was like a huge deal. Like there was sirens galore. It was so dramatic and so intense. And then afterwards the police basically spoke to us, got my name and like more details, and you could tell by the police's face they didn't really have to say anything, but they basically were like, look, I can't tell you anything, but all I can say is that it's bad. And they just looked so solemn and so like down, and they were just like, I don't know. Like who wants to see a scene like that, really? Anyways, so ever since then, I'm so frustrated at myself that I was possibly the last person to see this stranger. Yeah, he was a stranger, but like he's a person, and he has feelings and he has a heart, and he was going to kill himself. And it's really annoying because I've been at that point before, and somebody came and spoke to me. If you've seen my testimony video, you would know that someone at a point in my life when I was ready to do something like that, someone came and spoke to me and really kind of shifted things. And it just frustrates me that like I was so annoyed after that, like so frustrated at myself, sort of thinking, had I dived into God earlier, had I been searching for Jesus so much more, if I was listening to what he was telling me, if I cared about the lost genuinely, I would have felt in my heart, like God would have been able to tell me, hey, go talk to him about God, go chat with him, just go say something to him. Like, it's so annoying because I wasn't entirely diving into God at that point, and I like missed an opportunity, and somebody missed out on hearing about God. Like, I don't know if he's heard about God earlier, maybe he has, but for me, I don't want to miss an opportunity, and I can't get that out of my head. Anyways, ever since then, that's when I've started to really go, no, I don't want to miss opportunities. I don't like this. Like, people could be walking past me contemplating this stuff. Like, how can I miss an opportunity? And that's when a lot of things have happened. Like, I've been able to talk to people about God since then, because why do I want something so bad, nothing good to come out of it? So, and it just is a massive lesson learned. Like, people are walking past you day by day on the shopping in the street when you're going to get groceries. There's probably people walking past you who are like, yeah, I'm gonna go home and kill myself. Like, they're the kind of people that I want to reach, because that's the kind of person I've been, and Jesus saved me. So I don't know, it's like makes me want to cry thinking that this happened and I missed the opportunity. Anyways, so I just want to read this Bible verse, and it's from Matthew 7:13. Says, enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow is the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. So this is basically saying that not many people go to heaven, because that's a narrow road. It's quite hard, and not many people want it, and so therefore not many people go to heaven. And then wide is the gate that leads to destruction, that leads to hell, that's totally rejecting God and wanting to go your own way, and many enter through it. And that's so, like, I don't know if Christians realize that many people are not going to heaven, and therefore they're going to hell. Like, they're on their way to hell. Like, I can't say where that guy went, but I know that from this verse, more like people are going to hell, and if not more people than who are going to heaven. Literally, it says right here, only a few find the narrow road. And it's so sad, because we're all people with like souls and a heart, and like we all feel pain and we all want joy, and yet so few seem to go through the narrow road towards Jesus Christ. So I don't know, like, it's just sad. I just want to encourage you that if you feel like on your heart that you should talk to someone about God, just go and do it. Because like, I know I'm still learning to obey. Like, I still get these urges to tell someone about God, and then I don't do it. And I want to get better and better at that, so that I really just start to obey, that it just kind of becomes second nature, where I'm like, oh, I feel like I should tell that person about God, I'm going to go do it. Yeah, and I encourage you to watch a lot of Ray Comfort's stuff, because that will really open your eyes. Like, as a Christian, what we really should be thinking about is, yet again, the fact that people aren't going to heaven. And it's really sad, because I wouldn't want to miss out on going to heaven, you know? And also just the plain simple fact that people are depressed and suicidal, and that's just horrific. Like, people are so down. Like, I was like that many times, and Jesus has like saved me. So how can I like be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna let someone else be depressed, even though I know the answer to the depression? I know who can take it away. I know who can save you. I know who can make life worth living, and yet I'm not gonna talk about him because I'm too scared or something. I don't know, or I can't be bothered, or I don't think about it enough, or I'm not willing, or whatever, or I'm too busy. Like, that's not really an excuse for somebody's whole life and their eternity. Like, if I've felt that pain before, why wouldn't I want to try and change somebody else who I know what it feels like to be at that point in life? So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Didn't really plan this video. I just like, it just hurts my heart that I've missed that opportunity, and I just don't want that to ever happen again. But I just want to let you know that there are people who are walking past you. Like, I used to think this when I was suicidal, that I'm just walking past people who have no idea I want to die. Like, they don't know. And they're just walking past me. And the thing with that is that, like, we don't know what people are thinking. Like, we can't expect that, oh yeah, I'm just going to know what people are going through every time I walk past them. But when we're believers in Christ, and when Jesus can show us, and he can, you know, put it on our hearts who to talk to, he knows what they're going through. So he can like guide us in that area. Yeah. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. And yeah, just keep trusting in God, and keep listening to him, and just hear his voice, and really search for him, because then he'll put things on your heart, and in your obedience you'll see it change the world, basically. Seriously, you'll see it change people's lives. And don't miss an opportunity. And I'm preaching to myself about that too, because I don't want to miss another opportunity. And it's so easy to be like, God, I'm scared, I'm nervous, I don't know, did I really hear you? But like, don't miss an opportunity. Yep. Okay, that's all. Bye.
Can you please keep fighting? You're here for a reason.